One of the easiest ways to create more engaging videos that people are stoked to watch is by using B-roll. Whether you're shooting a vlog, creating a tutorial, or a product review video, by using B-roll to tell a story or showcase the process that you're teaching immediately creates a better visual experience for your viewers. So guys, that is exactly what we're going to go over today. Specifically, I'm going to show you how you can create smooth handheld B-roll shots with just your iPhone. Keep in mind guys that these tips apply to all cameras. Doesn't matter if you're using a DSLR or your iPhone or any smartphone, but just because you don't have an expensive camera doesn't mean that you can create professional videos for your channel. So let's get into it. My first tip for you guys is actually to use movement. Now, I know you might be thinking, Hunter, isn't that actually the exact opposite of what I want to do? Don't I want to try and hold my phone really still? Here's the thing, is that unless you're a robot, it's nearly impossible to have a shot that doesn't have any handshake if you're holding your camera still. But if you do a little bit of movement, like in this shot here of where I shot Amy holding the coffee, I literally just took my phone and just went a little bit forward and then a little bit back. I can actually then cut that shot and plan that movement into my frame. This leads me to my second tip, which is to plan your shots. Now, when you do this, it allows you to have the exact movements and angles that you want to capture. A lot of times when I see novice creators try and capture B-roll, they're usually like trying to capture a shot as it's happening, or they're trying to wing it. And most of the time, this is going to result in shaky footage. In this case, I actually told Amy exactly what movements I wanted her to do, and I planned out the shots accordingly. So that way, when I was able to film them, I knew exactly where her hand was going to be or where she was going to be walking. So that way, I was able to get the shots as smooth as possible. So this is where it gets a little bit technical, and this is a skill, but it is to move your body, not your arms. Now, if you check out in this shot here, where I do a close-up shot of Amy with her coffee, I'm not extending my elbows to get that movement. What I'm doing is I'm holding my arms in place and I'm leaning in with my body. In this other shot, this is called duck walk, where I am following Amy down the boardwalk. I'm keeping my arm in place as much as I can, and I'm doing these small little steps. It looks goofy as hell, but I promise you that it'll make a difference, and it'll allow you to get the smoothest shot possible. Now, with that said, there are a few things that you guys can do in post with your editing software in order to make the shots as smooth as possible. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head back to the office, jump into the editing suite, and I'm gonna show you guys those last tips. All right, well, this was conveniently placed here. Definitely not planned. All right, now that we're back in the office, I want to show you a few things that you guys can do in your editing software to make sure that your shots look as smooth as possible. First thing we're going to do is, now that we're here in Premiere, is I'm going to show you guys how you can use this effect called Warp Stabilizer. What that allows you to do is basically put this effect on top of your clips, and it smooths out any of those little slight bumps or edges that you have in your shot. So I have a clip that I just airdropped in from my iPhone. I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to find the movement that I want and drag it into my timeline. Then I can go to my effects panel, type in Warp Stabilizer, and drag that puppy right on top. Now while this is analyzed, you guys can grab a coffee, do some push-ups, and boom, there we go. That gets rid of that little edgy shake. Now keep in mind guys that depending on the shot, how much movement you're doing, sometimes this Warp Stabilizer can have a weird effect. One little hack that you can do is if you come over here to the side panel and you switch this from sub warp to position, that's gonna get rid of any of that little warpy, wavy, weird action that you might have. Now, one last little hack that you guys can do to make those shots look buttery smooth is you can actually shoot it in a higher frame rate and then slow it down when you come to your editing software. This is how you create that slow-mo effect. And by naturally doing that, it's gonna make those shots look a little bit smoother. So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna actually have to record in a higher frame rate on your iPhone. I use this app called Moment, which allows me to record in a higher frame rate. I record it in 60 frames, 4K. I will then send that clip to Premiere, which I can then change it to 24 frames. You guys can simply do that by coming over to the clip, doing right click, going over here to Modify, Interpret Footage, come over here and switch this to 24. It's gonna allow you to get a slow-mo shot, and then you can add that Warp Stabilizer on top, and you got yourself a nice buttery smooth shot. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. If you guys have any questions, or if there's a topic you guys want to learn about when it comes to video production, drop me a comment below. I love engaging with you there. Also, if you will, I would love for you to hit that like button. It helps a bunch. And until next time, see you guys in the next video. Peace.